Everybody's using regain hit points. That's nice. And I can loot everything. Because for some reason nothing is considered to be owned. Nice.
Just breathe.
Nice, 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 nice. Oh, a key. A key about what? Vault chest key. Okay, now the real question is, why would someone point Minsk into a mimic? Loading dock chest key, okay. The thing is now I have to go to the loading dock, but how do I do that? So many bloody daggers, come on. So many daggers. And quite literally, they are bloody. Because they're assassins. They are usually full of blood. And what am I gonna do? Nothing here. Nothing there. Wooden desk there.
Maybe Nina still needs a crack stone.
No one stopped me yet.
So, wait a minute. I need to check her items real quick. Anything of importance? This thing? The other stuff is murderous daggers with a ton of piercing damage. Deals an additional touch of piercing damage, can target with 50% of their hit points or fewer. That's what makes these things very dangerous. Okay, the rest is already read. Very specific kind of books. That goes to just to make it clear, shift log. A log of notes kept by those on duty in the vaults of the back. They detail the comings and goings of any visitors to the vaults, including any deposits or withdrawals made. They use coded language to preserve some visitors' anonymity, but a recent entry seems pretty straightforward. A representative from the Tsar family visited the vaults in the late evening, depositing an unknown item. His behavior was unusual and he responded to standard questions with shock and horror. I reported his strange behavior per protocol, but was told this was to be expected from the representatives of this particular client. No further questions were permitted. Okay. So Tsar family. Why?
Still breathing, despite everything. Wonder if
Daggers?
the gods are watching
Thousands
me.
and thousands and thousands of daggers.
Just
Funny money.
breathe.
Okay, they don't react, which is good. After the fight, they're like, well, okay, just another Tuesday. By the way, it's Wednesday, but now I know what they have thrown. A ton of daggers on the ground.
On my way.
So, time for us to empty the vault real quick.
These footprints started in the sewers.
What started in the sewers? These footprints started in the sewers. These footprints, okay. So, footprints that started in the sewers. Vault number 9 key, which is great. Like, everything in here is somewhat destroyed. Why? There's a telescope and more empty crates. As did they say empty crates. Just saying. Oh, I have a security vault number 9 key. Do I have that? Of course not. But I think I have an... My guess is that this one goes again back to 99 in order to open it.
Let's crack it.
Just to mess with you. 30. Okay, so it is possible. And we have a very, very skilled thief. Perfect. Elegant studded leather. Game plus 2 bonus to initiative rolls, advantage on stealth checks, and the shield bonus action thing. Kind of makes sense that this is a rogue armor that we have just found. But still, all of this goes to camp. And this rogue armor thingy, what does he have right now? 14, you take 1 less bludgeoning damage, and gains +1 to initiative rolls. Okay. So this thing and this thing, they kind of look the same. But this one is a little lighter though, against 2 to initiative checks. The damage reduction isn't present though, but we do have this. Ah, short rest, come on. When you are about to be hit by an enemy, increase your armor class by 5. Or take no damage from magic missiles. Oh, this is good. Now I need to make sure that I look exactly when the enemy is using magic missiles. But yeah, having a higher armor class is pretty good. But doesn't he also have this thing on at the beginning of the wearer's turn, which is pretty much all the time? The cloak activates, granting enemies a disadvantage on attack rolls that target the wearer. This effect lasts until the wearer takes damage. What if I were to give this to Lizelle? Absorb elemental damage once per short rest. Okay. Take half damage from the next elemental attack targeting you and deal an additional so and so much of that element on your next attack. And this one just is when the wearer, whenever a creature deals melee damage to the wearer, a creature takes so and so much acid damage, which is good. I would lose out on the reduction in... It's just bludgeoning damage. It's a very specific kind of damage. But the abjuration spell is a reaction. Something that he could maybe use fairly often. Let's give him that. Looks kind of the same. And this one goes to camp. So that no one gets encumbered. Good. So, opening the high vault thingy is actually pretty easy. And I would still be able to do that because everything is whitish. That's weird. Oh, something more to read. Yeah, look at that. Some M. Ellis. Mr. Ellis. Mellis. Okay, what else we got? Loading dock chest key. Right? Like we get, if we get down here, a ton of loading dock chest keys, right? If there are so many loading dock chest keys, then that means we have kind of an obligation to check out the loading docks and look at pretty much every key there, just to find out where the thing fits or not. So, come on. Loading dock chest key, loading dock chest key. Why are there so many? The game forces you to open up that chest. Not that I'm again. Yeah, I can't reach wooden desk, sure. The thing is right in front of me. The other wooden desks also work. Why does that one not? Makes no sense. Oh, look at that. We can loot the cash guard. What do we got? Half plate, nothing in gold, just silvery things. Balls. Now that I look at it, Bal is Orin, right? Why is Orin related to the Stone Lord? But it does make sense that there's like a the shapeshifter effect happening now, because this is Orin. But then they say like the footprint started in the sewers. Wouldn't that mean that there is a sewer entrance somewhere down here if you were just to... How did they even leave? Came from a... Is there a sewer entrance? Something that we just don't know. Maybe if you move something to the side you could know that. No, that doesn't work. Empty crates also don't work. Everything in here is smashed for whatever reason. I don't know why. Good. This one can be read, and this one can be read. The rest is books with a check mark on them. That is pretty much it. Good. So, what do we got here? Orders from Jay. Maybe Jahira. Stone Lord Strike Team. Update on the Counting House operation. We've been tripped off to expect an ambush once we reach the vault, but the guild underestimates us, as usual. And if we maintain coordination, we should be able to shrug it off without casualties. Let the Stone Lord take the lead. If you deal efficiently with the cash guards, there may be time to gather additional funds before we withdraw. Bring everything to the cistern in the sewers. Okay, cistern in the sewers. Shipment lost notice. The letter is written in a rough, hastily scrawled. Latest load of barrels didn't arrive. No word from Kairos. Assuming the worst. Can't wait any longer. The plan must go ahead. Use what you have now. Deal with complications later. Okay. And what exactly does that all mean? We don't know.
Moving in.
So let's just open all of the other vaults.
Don't touch me.
Because we can. Oh boy. Let's see. First we're gonna check if I have the key for it. We got ourselves, you gain an additional level 2 spell slot, and a Dominate Person Cloak, the Nymph Cloak. That's actually some cool stuff. The second one is locked. Hold on, challenge. Uh-oh.
So
What do you
Nymph
think
has
you're-
turned to the absolute.
Go
Maybe there's something to this
What
cult.
bloody difference does it make?
Did you just... I am in combat now. Who would have thought that gold is that heavy? Okay. So Astarion is not in combat anymore. That's something nice to read. This is some cool stuff. Advantage on persuasion checks and deception checks. What is this? What kind of cowboy hat is a Jannath's hat? Nice. The only one talking an awful lot is me. So not only really, but in-game pair. Dominate person, how long? Once per long rest. Good. Make a humanoid fight alongside you. Every time the creature takes damage, it makes a wisdom saving throw against your domination allies. Okay, this is every time the creature takes damage. So if it never takes damage and your concentration can withstand everything, then you're good to go. Everything will be fine. So all of this gold stuff is again camp related. Spell Savant Amulet. And this one. Okay, this is again stuff for me to carry around. Perfumed Days, Passionate Nights. Oh. A lavender scented diary of florid prose that describe Lady Wisteria Jannath's brief but torrid affair with a young scapegrace named Enver Gortash. What? A typical excerpt reads as below. When he held me in his burly yet tender arms, it was as if the years melted away and I was once again the reigning debutante of the upper cities, Ceres and Courtillons. But what matter if the diamond ring I gifted him, heirloom of the Jannaths for generations, was worth more than the value of the mansion? It looked so well glittering on his long, strong fingers, and his glowing smile as he slipped it on was worth a dozen mansions or more. Whoa. Wow, this Jannath always gets herself into like the next best love encounter. It's like unbelievable. Unbloody believable.
Never a dull
And how
moment.
is it that we are still not in combat yet? So which one is it? Could be... No. This one. Always click at the wrong one. So this is the Nymph thingy. This is high security number 1. And Spell Savant Amulet. Again an additional level 2 spell slot. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Well, hello.
So number 3. And we got ourselves a key and the long arm of the Gur. A crossbow. How did you get that one? That's just one teensy-weensy issue. We get it a little bit late, to be honest.
Nina still needs a cracked skull.
Because there's something important about that thing. A Revenant Scourge, the effect on it. When used against, now it's the important bit, undead creatures, vampires, this weapon has 1d4 bonus attack and damage rolls, meaning that it's more likely for you to hit things. So before you fight Khazad Zar, right?
My prayers
Then
weren't much bloody use.
you should try to at least get down here into the vault and get this crossbow if you intend to use ranged weaponry like that one. Because then your chances of hitting him are a little bit higher. And because there are so many more like undead or like vampires or whatever, then it becomes a real breeze. Now the real question is, can we actually use something? Can we make some good use of it? So let's see. The key goes back on the ring. It does the same kind of damage. The weapon enchantment is also the same. The only difference here is that both of them also have the same weight. The Hellfire engine crossbow is like 8.1. I would have thought that this one weighs much more. But yeah, the long arm of the Gird is the same amount of damage. Now the real question is, what's better? Having a bonus against undead creatures, which could happen sometimes, or wait a minute, what about the Scaldriel whatever, this other dude? I think I got rid of this crossbow and placed it somewhere, didn't I? Could have. Anyway, it had like advantage against monstrosities, and advantage is always great, but I think the damage on it was a little bit lower, and this is why I changed it. What am I gonna do with this? Because the reason for it is well, sometimes I use these abilities. I don't know, maybe. Let's just keep it though. This one goes to camp so that I can carry things again.
What now?
Right.
Watch
Next up
shadows.
is high security vault number 7. Once I get past this guy.
World is all funny money in the end anyway.
Dude.
Easy.
He's extremely positive about the whole thing. 30.
Maybe Nina still needs a crack skull.
Extremely critical success.
I'd love to, thanks.
Kind of.
Less drama working in a bloody festival.
We got ourselves a chest. In a chest. Oh, sleight of hand +1 and knock. The knock knuckles. Wow. How often can you use it though? Probably just once every long rest or something. Yeah. Would have been nice if at least this one can be used all the time. But yeah, bonus of sleight of hand is pretty neat. Look, an object that is held sharp. The thing is, you have this spell that opens up things, right? But you also get the sleight of hand bonus. So I think the sleight of hand bonus is something that you can get from some other places as well. Knock. And sleight of hand. Weird. Now what's inside the heavy chest? Toys? Really? Okay, the whole thing goes to camp. The knuckles though. Okay, I actually don't have any use for it right now, and they may be somewhat heavy. 0.5. Okay, what about this one? No sleight of hands, but this one is damage related, so we're gonna keep it. But the thing that I was focusing on, yeah, this thing here. Yeah, when you steal stuff, pickpocket, disarm, and lockpicking. But if you're really good at lockpicking, then you don't need the knock spell. You only need the knock spell if the vault or the thing that you try to open is higher than your abilities, which is rare, but it still can happen. So let's take that one with us. What about the mimic? Nothing. Keepings of the vault. What about this stuff? Something more to read.
Just breathe. Breathe.
Number 6 has nothing in it.
And switch bloody jobs.
Oh. I have to try that again with our other 28 tool. Okay. At one point you kind of have to fail, but there's always the nat 20 thing. Oh, look at this.
You could thank my office.
That dude is so pissed. Why don't I just give you the keys? Yeah, why don't you just give me the keys?
Maybe Nina still needs a crack skull. Less drama working in a bloody festival.
Okay. Was it always a... I think it was always a 30. It's just that now my luck streak ran out. But why? Maybe there's a bonus missing. Why are the rolls so low? There you go.
What do you think you're... Oh, cool.
Trident of the Waves. Yeah, it's all for the collection. Thanks, dude. So, this Mind Flayer thingy goes to Lizelle. And money goes to me. So what to read? The Patriar Blackmail. No, wait. Let's just look at the items first. Trident of the Waves. The Water Caller. On a hit, create a 2-meter water surface centered around the target. On a hit. Okay. So if you were to use a follow-up lightning damage somehow, the thing is, on a hit, you could throw this thing and create water on the target, and I think you could like deal lightning damage as bonus damage, something like this. This one does like acid damage on your weapon attacks. Maybe there's something with lightning somehow as well, and then you could electrocute them somewhat. That might be interesting. Anyway, Trident of the Wave thing is something that I rarely, if ever, use. The rolls are fairly low though. That one can go. Ravenguard, Scourger, weapon enchantment +2, that's good. Commander Strike is one of those interesting fighter skills. The problem about this thing is that it uses up an awful lot of resources in a combat. It uses up an action and a bonus action on the character that uses the ability. Of course, this one is a bonus thingy, that's why there's also short rest limitations. But anyway, you use up an action and a bonus action, right, on one character, and then nothing happens because you need a companion that uses up their reaction to also do stuff. And as a result, the only thing that happens is a normal attack. Direct an ally to strike a foe. The ally uses a reaction on their next turn to make a weapon attack. On their next turn. Not just immediately. Next turn. So everything on this skill is bad. there's nothing. The only good part about it though would be if one of your characters is extremely strong, an extremely strong fighter or like ranged weapon user or whatever, and yeah, wait a minute, it uses up a reaction, but you only have one reaction per turn, right? Which means the idea of using multiple commanders and one who always gets triggered doesn't quite work. That makes no sense. This skill is stupid. A red herring. I said this before, but this thing needs to be rethought somewhat. I don't know what is so good about it. Like, if you have an action and a bonus action, you can just do the damage yourself. Much easier. When you miss an attack, you deal 1 bludgeoning damage anyway. Yeah, it's a bonus thing. Oh, what about this one? Heartstopper. Possibly inflict chest trauma. And that does. This is a bunch of constitution saving throws and has 1 fewer action. Every character only has 1 action. Mostly. But 1 fewer action means no action for 2 turns. But you can only use it once. This is actually... The tenacity, the Heartstopper thingy. This is extremely good. Extremely good in terms of action economy. But anyway, the Patriar Blackmail files. There are Blackmail files now. Yeah, look at that. This is a thick notebook containing background dossiers on all the leading Patriar families of Baldur's Gate, cross-index to show the web of business arrangements and intermarriages between them. A typical entry is as follows. Olaf family, Arivistus, again. Olaf family, Arivistus, relatively speaking. Real estate money. Upper and Lower City owns Elsung Tavern, Singing Lute, Stormshore, Raw, and is silent partner with minority stake in the Blushing Mermaid. Head of family is nominally the elderly Lord or Thagon Love, but in practice all decisions are made by his business-savvy daughter, Matron Marigold. Exploitable vulnerability, favorite grand niece, holiday love. Heir to Lord Orthogon, is an insatiable gambler and owes substantial debts in dicing halls from Stony Eyes to Surfoot. Okay, so they try to get on the family's money through their kids. Very interesting. Through their offspring. But this is just one relation, right? But they do own multiple real estate things. Everything where the people are spending money. The Elfsong Tavern, the Singing Lute, these are all taverns. Stormshore Row, don't know what this is, but could be anything around Stormshore Tabernacle or whatever. And a silent partner with a minority stake in the Blushing Mermaid, so another tavern. How do families normally... Yeah, so pretty much everywhere where the people are spending money to drink themselves stupid, this is how they get their cash. Very nice. So, skeletons in Patriar closets. Valuation on assessment of Patriar dossiers compiled confidently by Sir Oktar Guildbursar. Esteemed Mother Superior, this peerless collection is clearly the fruit of many years' intelligence work, and speaking professionally, I found reviewing it to be personally rewarding. It would also be financially rewarding if, at need, the cloister chose to sell it to the highest bidder on the gate's black market. In such an event, I recommend offering it to Nine Fingers Keen at the guild, of course, to Edward Needle of Baldur's Mouth, and to Blaze Liara Portier of the Flaming Fist. To get your best price, mention to each that you're offering it to the others. If your situation becomes urgent, any of these would gladly buy these dossiers outright for several thousand gold, but you'd get more at an auction. So, keepings of the vault, I thought this... Yeah, okay, 10-day, yada yada yada, something about money counting. Dead or alive. Glitterbeard. This feels like the right time to tell you that I'm well aware of the accounting regularities, not irregularities, whatever, accounting regularities in your most recent guild tithes. But don't worry, you have a chance to make up for it. Get this right and you'll have the honor of being the one guild outfit to survive a raid by the Stone Lord. Get it wrong, then you had best make sure he kills you. Whoever NF is. Nine Fingers. Ah, okay. The Astral Prism Heist. Oh. Gordhash Private Memoirs Notes number 16. However, they come into this place. The Astral Prism Heist. After that dream I had about the Githyanki threat to our accelerated grand design, my research led me to pour through the old archives left behind in Moonrise Towers by the High Herald. These records included some surprising early sources, both Githyanki and Githzerai, that mentioned a relic or artifact called the Astral Prism, or Prism. Though the source of its power was unstated, this artifact was reputed to be able to project a field that disrupted Illithid's psionics. Such an artifact would clearly be an existential threat to both our absolute ambitions and the grand design. All three of the ancient sources agreed that the Astral Prism was in the hands of the Githyanki Lich Queen Vlakiv. Thus was born the plan to send a tadpole strike team in a regrown nautiloid piloted by the Emperor to steal the Astral Prism for Vlakiv. Thus was born the plan to send a tadpole strike team, which is us, probably, in a regrown nautiloid piloted by the Emperor to steal the Astral Prism from Vlakiv. Huh. So this is how the Emperor actually got away. And then once he was close to the Astral Prism, then he got his freedom back. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Kind of funny that the only thing that could put a dent in that little plan is the thing that put a dent in that little plan. And not because it had the ability to do so, no. It was actually because they reacted to it. If they wouldn't have done that, then nothing would have happened, probably. And no one would have noticed that that this little artifact had any special powers. Anyway, to take control. Gordhash's private memoir notes number 9. To take control. We were deep in Mephisto's vault, burgling the Crown of Curses, When I saw next to the crown that the wily Archdevil had a portfolio labeled Accelerated Grand Design, I couldn't resist taking that as well. The portfolio contained plans compiled by a man alone, known only as Blue Apex, for a version of the Illithid Resurgence, a grand design that called for mass tadpoling of both friends and enemies, but not to convert the tadpole into mind flayers, but rather to suspend that metamorphosis under powerful magic to create a vast and unconscious hive mind commanded by an enhanced elder brain. My mind, trained in the tyrannical tenets of Bane, instantly saw that this was a means to perpetrate a powerful religious hoax, a mass movement controlled ultimately by none other than myself. For who but the chosen of Bane could master so grand a scheme? Interesting. But the thing is, they were all talking about like grand design or whatever, but the idea of a grand design is actually illicit in origin, which means if they are thinking of their own grand design, then this means that the whole illicit business has taken fruit in them, and there's also something growing. So anyway, shield steward, interrogation log, scroll or letter. The transcript of key passage in the interrogation of Flovus Nuge, steward of the Knights of the Shield Hall. Black Hand. When did you begin to suspect that Duke Stelmane was not herself? Nuge. I cleared her dinner dishes after a meal of mutton pie, but when I got the dish up to the kitchen, the mutton was brains. Black Hand brains? And not cheap brains, neither. So I started poking around, Black Hand, in the Elfsong cellar, in the Knight's secret chambers, yes, and I found a cell with a body in it, a corpse in city prison stripes. A dead state prisoner? If I tell you about this, you're going to let me go, right? Right. It was a condemned criminal with the top of their head shattered and the brain mostly gone. In Stelmane's room. The secret part, yes, that's where she found me. She what? Found me. It found me. At first I thought she was blue and floating, but then it was just Stelmane. She smiled. I don't remember anything after that. Blue and floating. Stelmane. Wait a minute, the Emperor again who... No, this wasn't it Baldur or something? Yeah. He also had like a normal name beforehand. Anyway, Farwas Direct. This is a worn and much handled journal in which Ulda Ravenguard recorded his favorite memories of his beloved son, Will. A typical entry follows. 15 Flame Rule. Spent the afternoon with Will on the docks down by Water Queen's house, relaxing on the planks, though the harbour fog swallowed the sun as usual. Will asked if the temple wave servants were real mermaids, and I told him they certainly looked the part, but real mermaids could breathe underwater and rarely showed their faces above it. Then I'm going to swim down and catch one, he shouted and dove off the end of the dock. He kept trying to hold his breath and stay under the surface, but eventually he got exhausted and I had to haul him out, minus his new shoes, alas. But I never forget his smile as he said, I saw one, father. I saw a mermaid, a real mermaid. Then his eyes grew misty and he added, she was beautiful. Interesting. So someone is a fan of mermaids. Oh. Haven't I seen it? No. Only fish people. That's the only fellows that I've seen so far.
Still alive. So that's progress.
Good. Am I encountered? Encumbered? No, I'm not.
Have to keep going.
So everyone else is pretty much alive / dead / whatever. And only thing left now is to talk to these fellows. Okay, starting with Cash Guard Artillerist Loretta.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Still catching my breath.
Right.
first time the vault's been breached the entire time I've worked here.
Mm-hmm. Not just breached, completely emptied. Thank goodness you can actually take the items from them without starting a ruckus or whatever.
Out of my wages.
Okay, Rakath Glitterbeard.
You can tell Nine Fingers this was not my fault. She swore that mimic could swallow a bloody owlbear. Wait. You're no guild sworn. Who are you?
Well, I am here to help, somewhat. We have mutual friends. A thief, one who could strip you of every copper if I so choose. Well, the person who just saved your life. A little gratitude wouldn't go amiss. Well, I just took all of the vault stuff. Should be good. I came to stop you and save Minsk. Seems there was no need.
Just breathe.
Just tell me what happened.
Breathe.
Our cunning trap just got flipped arseways up is what? Nine Fingers wants the Stone Lord dead. With what he cleared from our vaults, he's got enough gold to make himself a lord in truth.
Mm-hmm. So money makes you a lord. Very interesting. The other ones may just laugh about it. Nah, what does the Cold want with that much money anyway?
You think anyone told me? Nine Fingers sent word the Stone Lord was going to try his luck on our vaults. So she told me to cooperate. Lure him in. Yes, sir, Stone Lord, sir. Shall we open the account in your name or the Absolute's? Just step this way to your special deposit box. Don't mind the teeth. No one mentioned he might have some old crone dropping in as backup. As chairman of the Fellowship of Financiers, I can assure you we'd reward you well for the return of the coin he took. Not for us, you understand. For the common Baldurian. Who knows what he's planning to do with it?
Mm-hmm. Right. The common Baldurian, sure. Yeah, because they actually want their money. Now, how much was they? Oh boy. Say I found the money. What's to stop me keeping it for myself? Yeah, that's actually a very good question. Actually, if we have an awful lot of... That's actually a very good question.
Coming out of my wages.
But for the moment, if there's an awful lot of money missing in circulation, then that means that the economy is going to pause for a moment. So what we have to do, if we have all of the money, we have to spend all of the money to keep everyone else busy. Maybe I'll just tell Nine Fingers about your failure here instead. Nah. We're not ratting anyone out here. I mean, who would have thought that Minsk is all about that? I just need to find Minsk. I care nothing for coin. I do care for coin. This is how I buy all of my arrows. How much was taken?
Try all of it? Every penny of civilian lodgings anyway. I mean, not like we'd lead him into the private vaults. But still. A lot of Baldurians waking up poor tomorrow. What he can do with that kind of coin... doesn't bear thinking about.
Okay. So, what if you don't care about the coin and just continue with the numbers in the accounts? You just say everything was stolen, no one cares, right? You just pretend everything is fine. And then you're just handing out some kind of credit slips or whatever, like anything. Pieces of paper. Money, maybe. Call them the Baldur's mark or something. Oh, that would be great. You don't need to take care of the gold anymore, and the whole thing still works. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be sweet. Anyway. Yeah, say I find the money. What's to stop me keeping it for myself?
Compassion for your fellow folk? Or maybe just good sense? That much money only paints a target on your back. In our hands, it keeps the city ticking over. Stock in merchant stalls. Food in hungry bellies. Retrieve the coin, and I'll make sure you are well rewarded. There's treasures greater than gold. Feel free to poke around this place and it'll help you pick up the Stone Lord's scent. Me, I've got ledgers to amend.
Huh. Well.
Wait a minute, though. I could shift next year's interest to this year.
Bloody better not be coming out of my wages.
And why would you want to do that?
If I'd have known there was that much coin back here, I'd have robbed the place myself.
The interesting thing is that he actually gave the okay to open up every single vault. That dude's amazing. Huh. How nice is that? So wait a minute. We got ourselves 2 guards. We got ourselves this dude. Wasn't there number... There was only 1 who died, right? Map says only 3 people. And then something sewers. They probably just teleported away or turned to sludge and went through some like pipes or whatever. I wanted to check beneath the crates here, but anyway. Yeah, he does have a point, right? Like gold cannot be eaten and gold doesn't put a roof over your head. Or gold is no roof over your head. Not in that way. It's just a means of accounting. The real wealth is the things that you buy with it. So... Alright, now how do I... get out of here? Can I actually teleport? I can, yeah, look at that. So, I don't want to teleport. I actually want to open up that that door and go onto the loading dock and check everything up over there. That would be sweet. By the way, what does this one say? The cultist in the counting house carried a note mentioning some hideout in the cistern. We should head down to the sewers to search for the Stone Lord. We found a trail of muddy footprints in the vault. They reek of the sewer. That's where we should go next to find the Stone Lord. And we have to get all of the gold back. We found a note of one of the cultists. It explains that their hideout is in the sewers. Heading there might bring us one step closer to the Stone Lord and the stolen good. We found a trail of muddy footprints in the vaults. They reek of... Isn't this the same thing? It's the same thing. Okay. So, if I were just able to open that... I think I could do that.
And some people just don't give a flying flump.
Flumph.
I'm really strong.
So, let's just save real quick. Go into hiding mode. Open that thing. Like, if there's... Let's just hope that out there is a safe area to be. That would be great. I do not really know if all of this is red. This is so not cool. How would you take all of the items from down here? That's probably only like junk, but this is important. That could take a little bit of time, but anyway, let's just get as much as we can.
At the ready.
And there we are.
Caught lurking around the Sword Coast's most secure bank without permission. The guards are understandably upset.
Right. I don't have that thing on my head though. That's not good. Yep. It was an honest mistake though. I think this is not going to work a second time. And it doesn't. Uh-oh.
No need for bloodshed. It appears Faerun's Fellowship of Financiers respectfully disagrees.
Ooh. Definitely not nice. The thing is that you just cannot go back. You really have to win that somewhat. But yeah, I do need that head. Wait a minute, where's this head? Is the head in my inventory? Where have I placed that? The one with the persuasion advantage thing. Because if I get advantage from the head, then I can add on to this the bonus from guidance, and I end up with a slightly higher chance of making this work. That would be sweet. The question is, where's the head? There it is. So do I want the anti-critical thing or do I want Jannath's head? How does this even look like?
Roll. That's what I say.
That looks weird. Interesting though. Interesting. The fact that it's green is also kind of funny. But why does it have this dangling bits on the front and not the back? I'm so not used to wearing armor. Alright. This looks so weird. Okay, much nicer. And I'm gonna get that one too. Okay. Persuasion and deception checks. Jesus. Oh boy, 12,000 gold. Let's take half of this. That one goes to camp, just in case. And then I actually wanted to loot everything down here, but the issue is that I would have wanted to get invisible and loot everything, or do something else. But the whole area is basically off limits, which is not cool. And sometimes there's a dude patrolling over here, and then this gets highlighted or what. Okay, maybe I could ask for permission somewhere.
Step forward.
So the big guy doesn't really give us permission, but maybe Meat Honey could.
If you don't mind, sir, I do believe our business is quite concluded, and I have other customers.
Yeah, I do need your permission for the thingy down there. Huh. That's definitely not working. Do we have some kind of security pass that I could just show them or something? We have some alarm. What would happen?
Seems simple enough.
Okay, just to test something out real quick. What would happen if someone were to trigger the alarm?
Vandals aren't tolerated around here.
Uh-oh.
You're about to find out what happens to them.
Okay. So shooting the alarm means damaging equipment. Damaging equipment is not seen that highly. Okay. Damaging stuff is not wanted. Now, how could I solve that? Bah, that is iffy. How on earth do I do that? I have absolutely no idea. How on earth can I do that? And what happens if I were to pull on the thing? But wasn't there like... Yeah, there are multiple alarms. But I don't think that pulling the alarm means that I'm a vandal. Let's just try this and load again if something bad happens. Oh.
No talking your way out of this. You'll have to defend your actions the old-fashioned way.
Okay. So this is how you trigger something, but could you do something with it though? Maybe I could try to use it to lure them out or in or to some specific location. The thing is that there's always this combat stuff that's triggered, but do they know where you are when you do this, or do they have to see you for that? The thing is there are 2 guards in front of the entrance, or at the entrance, and everything else is pretty much seen by all of the guards. So then we have like this thing up here. You could try to jump across there. And oh, look at this, there's actually another room. Okay. How could you get through there though? I mean, you could try to get invisible or something. If I were to attack that, then it's called vandalism. If I try to go up here, then how could we do this? I mean, if you are on an aggressive run, right? Then there's no problem just taking one of them. But I'm just so interested in the contents of the... Oh no.
You've been caught lurking around the Sword Coast's most secure bank without...
This is not supposed to happen. I totally forgot there were 2 guards up here and the doors are open. Ah, crap. Okay, so everything around the counting house except the vaults is full of guards. Which makes absolutely no sense. Okay, yeah, while we're at it, let's just look at the at possible loot from down there. Let's see. What do we have? We got ourselves chests with randomized loot most of the time. They are locked, yes. They are locked, but they do have all randomized loot. Some buried chest, yada yada, but this is fairly obvious. Yeah, then there's one book. Bollocks. Okay, there's one book. And randomized loot is nice and all, but not that important, but there's one book. There's one book that I want. And this one book is in that tower over here. The only important thing. Ah. Bollocks. How am I gonna get that one though? No clue. I just load up on like so. And do a little bit of an inventory management somewhere at the end while we're at it. We have found tons of stuff. Wait. Need to open this and this. Alright. So all of that stuff. Copper coins. Copper coins are somewhat special, and let's just place them there too. This is the only time where you actually find copper coins though. The only time. This goes over here, goes over here, goes over here. Arrows, special. Don't know why they are here though. Maybe I should take them. This one goes to Astarian. This one goes also to Astarian. Problem solved. This and that one goes there. And we have like that, this thing. That is stuff to sell. I mean, it looks good, but we don't really have any use for it. So that goes over here. Then there was one with health potions in it. Very little. Could be... How about all the health potions? Nah. I had a backpack with health potions in it. Where on earth is it? That's the metal-y bits. I had a backpack full of health potions. I had a backpack full of health potions. This is some random alchemy. This one doesn't count. This is... This stuff, this stuff, this stuff. Ah! Okay, these three. Okay. That. Nice. Okay, and all of this stuff can basically go away. Do I need Justicia masks? I mean, this is somewhat special. 10 plus 5. Advantage against monsters. So this is special. This is also special because it's called Char, right? This is just murderous cut stuff. This goes to a collection somewhere. And come on. Right. And that one goes over here. And all of this is normal things. How much gold is actually in there now? 48,000. So this is, I don't know, toys and stuff. The long arm of the girl was a cool thing. Same for that. And those three, let's place them over there. Okay, now in this backpack, this is where all of the good stuff is. Like, look at this. At the beginning, everything was just green. Some blues sometimes, right? Then it got more and more blue until there was a few of those, like, pink-ish items coming up. And then at one point, just pinks all over the place. Tridents, and now we have found ourselves some more blues, but this is like old stuff mostly. The knuckles, those three are gonna be placed over there. Good. What about this one? Legendary items. What am I gonna do with those? Have I placed legendary items in here? No, I didn't. Yeah, when it comes to legendary items, I actually place them right inside, right? Like, meaning they are somewhere over there. It's like metal-y bits. Luminous radiant thing. Yeah, this is an interesting interaction. That one was cool, kind of. Okay. So, any reaction from the team so far? No. We have to go into the sewers. And where could these sewers be? We could just go directly into the teleporter for that. Yeah, wait a minute. While I'm at it, I did mark the scroll book merchant, but I do want to know if she actually has some scrolls in her inventory.
Back again? I know a reader when I see one.
Yeah, she did.
What'll it be?
Ace for Azuth and other. Wait, why is this one not red? And overlapping lines. Huh. There seem to be books that I haven't yet read. That's very interesting. I thought I'd had that one. We're gonna take... How much is it? 30 cents. No. We're gonna do it differently. I'm gonna use the Starion for this.
Back again? I know a reader when I see one.
I thought I had read it though. Because of the fact that it has this like greenish background. Oh, where's the other one? Over here. The other stuff is all ticked up. Good. Now, spells. The most important bits. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Any good spells though? The slow spell. Very powerful. But all of this is all concentration related, and there's just... Ugh. You can only have like 4 concentration effects active because you have 4 characters. Everything else is damage. And not every character can withhold all of the concentration all the time, so it's a little bit of a waste. Should thin ray from your fingers if it hits that. This is... Ooh, Scroll of Disintegrate. Just buy this from her and you're good. It's ridiculous. Balance the offer, barter it away. So, time to read some things. What is this one? Ace for Azuth and other goddess. Lara, Lady of Deception, the goddess who wears many masks. Invoke her name, avoid perception. She hides your lies in secret tasks. For joy, to Liara you must call and worship her through soul-fed dance. To find her presence in fest halls, do not give idleness a chance. Loviatar's pleasures is your pain, your scars an offering. Scourge a candle, whip or cane, can your devotion bring? Overlapping lines. This publication describes itself in the introduction, a semi-annual magazine of drawings and tales telling stories of famed heroes of Baldur's Gate by their admirers, open to submissions from the public. Good. Let's sell some stuff then.
Back again? I know a reader when I see one. What'll it be?
So, let's see. Offer Bardhead away. Perfect. The nice thing is I didn't even use any consumables, like except for the arrows. I did use an awful lot of transposition arrows, but that one doesn't really count. Good. So I got myself almost through the whole Underdew business. Only thing I need to do now is get into the sewers. City sewers, somewhere down here. So either you are 2 new journals. Why not? What's going on? We have finally arrived at Baldur's Gate. This is not it. We've entered the sewers. Now we need to track down the stolen gold. We entered the sewers. Stone Lord. Yada yada yada. Question is, who or where is the Stone Lord? And this is definitely where we are going to continue with the next episode. What do we have here? Gifrag Voss, the one with a hammer. This is something for later because this is main quest related. And then we have this thing here with the blood ritual and ball stuff. Good. Maybe I need to talk with Nine Fingers next then. Who knows? Who knows? Let's end this right now and continue, of course, at another time. Like and subscribe as usual, and